Hi, I'm Mary-Lou. So I'm going to talk you through a guided meditation. I'm going to suggest that you find a comfortable seat, and that might be in a chair. And if you're in the chair, find some contact with the feet on the earth and allow the spine to stack very softly, one vertebra at a time, maybe even imagining there's a little bit of space or breath in between one vertebra and its neighbour. And the invitation is to imagine a golden thread attached to the top of the crown, lifting you energetically higher. And at the same time, allowing gravity to settle the hips and allowing this sense of contact with the earth, either with the sit bones on the surface that you're sitting on. Perhaps you might be on a meditation cushion or on a block. And what really matters is that the spine is nice and free and long. And take any tension away. Even though you're keeping tall, on an exhale you might melt the shoulders away from the ears. Have a sense that there's a buoyancy in the mouth and a hollow softness in the back of the throat. And it may be comfortable for you to close the eyes. If you prefer to keep the eyes open, find a soft gaze, almost as if you're looking through the eyelashes, fairly low down. And in yoga, we call this a drishti. It allows for this awareness of what's around you, whilst at the same time starting the journey inside. So it's finding that balance. It's something to play with. And settling now, maybe the chin travels a little bit closer to the throat, softly, back of the neck, nice and long. And here's the perfect opportunity to start investigating how you are on the inside. And for some that might sound like a baffling notion, how am I on the inside? And a nice way to begin this might be to imagine that you have some extra eyes that you can bring into the body, perhaps starting with the lungs, seeing the air coming in, the lobes of the lungs expanding. You take an inhale and softening back as you take an exhale. And then maybe you work on a more subtle level and you build up to noticing how you are emotionally today. And sometimes things that show up as feelings might also have something that we can identify in the body, perhaps something in the belly or the heart space or in the throat, a tightness or some sensation that maybe isn't quite so easy to sit with. And so without forcing yourself to face what perhaps you're not ready to face, having a little bit of a investigation, how I feel, how do I feel? What's my gut telling me? What's my heart telling me? What's my voice telling me? And if you prefer to work finding a home base, we can keep an open, spacious awareness, noticing anything and everything in the present moment. That might be sounds in the environment, sensations in the body, the breath. It may be that we choose one of those and we treat that as the home base. So let's say, for example, it's the breath. You're using the breath as your home base. And let's just say that if you've got a brain, it's going to come along and invent something really entertaining for you to follow sooner or later. So take judgment out of this. What really counts is your willingness to bring your attention back time and again to your home base. So using the breath as the home base, simply witnessing the inhale as it arrives, and simply witnessing the exhale as it leaves. I'm not doing anything particular with the breath. You might notice that it's fairly high up, and it has been. Perhaps you've been building up a little bit of response or reaction to events in the day or thoughts in the mind. So without judgment, noticing how the breath is. Let go of any notions of how it should be. And notice where it's landing in the body. And we know that physically the breath lands in certain parts of our anatomy, but the breath is quite amazing when we start to work with it, with our intention. So we can direct the breath almost down to this nice pool of openness at the base of the spine, just waiting for our attention, waiting for us to direct the breath right down to the base of the spine, inviting a little bit of a sense of softening open, and then a sense that the breath can travel all the way up through the spine, one vertebra at a time, out through the nose, sipping in the air gently through the nose, working with the breath now. So waiting for the next inhalation to arrive, and inhaling for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhaling for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going in this way, sipping in the air gently, your count, so that it's sustainable. And keep the inhale the same length as the exhale. I'm going to leave a stretch of silence for you to work in this way. Sooner or later, the mind might come up with something that's irresistible. Can you send a knowing smile in its direction? Let go of whatever it is. Come back to just this inhale or just this exhale and start again. Just start again. Breaths that fill all the way from the bottom to the top. Keep the shoulders and the throat nice and released, the jaw loose. And exhale from the top all the way to the bottom, smoothly with the count. You perhaps say to yourself that you're going to come through 3 more rounds with razor sharp attention. And when you've come through these 3 rounds, letting go of the counting, letting go of the breath needing to behave in any particular way, noticing the natural arrival of the breath and the natural gliding away of the breath, the exhale. So notice how you feel now. Perhaps come back to those places that you tuned in to at the outset, and gradually start to open the eyes, and the hands together in front of the heart space. Bow your head to honour yourself and seal your practice. And well done for showing up for yourself in this way today. See you soon.